she was there.
Zahra's stepmom, Elisa Baker, was taken from jail to the newest search site.
She says that she is not a killer.
Just hours after her husband, Zahra's father, Adam Baker, was arrested.
Her parents said they last saw her at 2:30 Saturday morning.
You think your wife might have had some involvement in all of it?
I don't know.
No sign of Zahra.
Seems concerned.
Dad says he hasn't seen her since Thursday.
I don't know how sincere his concern is.
This search is going to be a very methodical and time-intensive search.
10-year-old Zahra Baker, presumed.
We are taking your calls live out to Pat in New York. Hi, Pat.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
I'm good, dear. What's your question?
I definitely agree with you. This father was definitely involved in this, and I just want to know, do you think they would just arrested him to try to make him break? And if neither one of them break, or if she just breaks, would he still be arrested for knowing about it? Because I'm sure he knew about this.
Well, you know what? For those of you just joining us, in the last hours, Daddy, the biological father of this 10-year-old little girl, a cancer survivor dependent on a prosthetic leg and 2 hearing aids as a result of cancer treatments, disappears. The bio dad is caught at the international airport there in North Carolina around 3 a.m. He claims he was picking up a friend. A couple of hours after that, the stepmommy is rousted out of her private jail cell, thrown in the back of a squad car in handcuffs, and taken to a densely wooded area in a deep creek bed. And coincidentally, Jean Casares, wasn't that about 1 mile from a home where she used to live?
Or even less than a mile, Nancy, from where Elisa Baker lived 3 years ago.
And back to Pat in New York's question, Jean Casares, do you think that the dad's arrested to make him crack? Does he know something? Because he's only arrested on bad checks, pretty much like Mommy. But let's take a look. Look at Tot Mom, Casey Anthony. She was arrested on stealing checks, bad checks. Remember that video of her buying beer and push-up bras while her daughter was missing and she was using bad checks at the time? She went behind bars. You've got Misty Crosland, who was thrown behind bars on drug charges, hoping she would crack. And amazingly, in a lot of cases, when people are thrown behind bars, it's kind of like a meat tenderizer. It works. What do you think, Jane? Is that the ploy?
I think we need to look at the timeline, because Adam Baker is saying he was at the international airport to pick somebody up. We don't know exactly what time, but we know police met him there. They transported him voluntarily back to the police station. He was put in custody at 3:12 a.m. this morning. And then shortly after that, that's when Zahra Baker's stepmother, Elisa Baker, was taken via SUV to this densely wooded area.
To Lisa in Louisiana. Hi, Lisa. What's your question, dear?
Yes, hi, Nancy. My question is, I agree with you. There's no way that she was abusing the child and the father didn't see or, her face and ask questions. So to me, I agree. I think he was in on it. And then like y'all were saying about the cutter, the trimmer, how is it that they hit on it, but yet nothing came up? How would he know? So I believe that he maybe got rid of the body and she wrote the note, but I believe it's both of them in on it. I don't think one parent did all the bad things and he didn't know or he wasn't a part of it.
You know what, Lisa, in Louisiana, you are dead on. I mean, it's like the 3 monkeys sitting there. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, BS. If one was doing it, the other knew about it. Now, out to Catherine Smerling, Dr. Catherine Smerling, psychologist joining us out of New York. Like when the man's having an affair and the wife doesn't want to know, all the signs are there, lipstick on the collar, he comes in smelling like angel perfume, blah, 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 blah. You just don't want to know. You don't want to put 2 and 2 together. I guess that's possible, but I don't think it's probable. It's something that escalated. If neighbors and relatives were noticing the abuse, how come he didn't notice it?
Oh, I think he noticed it. If he didn't notice it, then the 2 big Ds were involved, drinking and drugs. And he might also be a sociopath, which means that he has a disconnect from really what is going on in the world. But this is hardly the picture of a grieving dad, Nancy. This is a picture of a man who has serious problems and is trying possibly to flee the country.
to Dr. Michael Arnold, board-certified forensic pathologist, joining us out of Denver. Dr. Arnold, I want to talk to you about prosthetics. Can you get on a leg a make, model, and serial number and trace that back to a particular person, like a car, like a VIN number?
Yes, I would imagine that orthopedic equipment has a unique serial number, so that if that equipment is found, or if the metal parts are found, that will have a unique serial number that they can identify with the child.
Back to John Miller, standing by at a new search site there in Granite Falls, North Carolina. What can you tell us about the landfill, John Miller? New updates on that search?
They were searching that same landfill again today, Nancy. They searched it for 4 days last week. Friday they told us that was the end of the search, but again today they were there. What my reporter and my photographer told me, that they did not take anything from that site when they left, but they still may return there tomorrow morning. We don't know for sure. We're going to be there to find out. But we do know they were there again today after searching for 4 consecutive days last week.
So, John Miller, bottom line is there's something that they believe is there at that landfill, and they keep going back and going back. They say it's over, then they go back again. They're coming back tomorrow.
Maybe.
We don't know for sure if they're coming back tomorrow, but it's not out of the question. One of the things about landfill searches, and I think your experts have said this, is that they're very complicated, and we know that at this landfill, they're putting in about 1,200 tons of garbage a day. So there's a lot of work to be done. Perhaps they didn't complete it all last week. They might have gotten some additional information that got them back to the site today.
And Gene Casares, what can you tell me about, you have the timeline down, and tonight we're hearing, it's not just a coincidence, Gene Casares, that in about the 48 hours before they finally report the little girl has disappeared out of her bedroom, they get rid of a family mattress.
Well, this is new information. It's brand new information. Nancy, last week we heard about this piece of evidence they were trying to find. They finally admitted they're trying to find Zahra's mattress. And they believe the family got rid of her mattress shortly before she was reported missing. So that video, Nancy, that we have looked at so intensely of that mattress coming out of the house, is that a new mattress?
To Steve Cardian, former police detective, lead instructor at Defend University. Weigh in, Steve.
Nancy, the cadaver dogs hit on the vehicles at that house. There's an item missing from the home, if not multiple items, one that's been identified as the mattress. That mattress is going to be found to contain DNA evidence that is going to be damaging to the case.
Everyone, we're taking your calls to Connie in Indiana. Hi, Connie.
First of all, I want to say you and Mark Class are going to have a bunch of jewels in your crowns when you get to the other side. And thank you.
God willing.
Oh, thank you for all that you do for these little victims. But I wanted to know, does anybody know if they had a life insurance on Zahra? Because I'm sure the hospital bills were staggering.
Good question. What do we know, John Miller?
We don't have an answer to that question. That's one of the things that we're trying to search out here at the Daily Record. We've got a reporter here who's working constantly on the backstory of Zahra's life. We're going to try to find out as much as we can.
To tonight's case alert. As we go to air tonight, Colorado police ID a body found in a ravine this weekend. It is a gorgeous sight we told you about last week. She vanished without a trace. 57-year-old Kathy Adams reported missing, Fort Collins. Death, homicide, blunt force trauma. Investigators announced finding evidence of foul play in her home. A car abandoned at a local motel. Now cops on the lookout for her husband, John Marks Jr.